Welcome to this first look map tour with me, MrSealyp. It's here, people, and I'm excited. I'm excited for two massive reasons. One, we haven't really had any mods for ages. Two, this is Jim's map. Alien Jim, good friend of mine, Spectacle Island, Sussex Farm, both brilliant maps. I loved Sussex Farm to bits. Spectacle Island, very clever ideas, and this is no different. I chatted to Jim quite a lot through the process of him making this map, and he had some awesome ideas. And the strange thing was, and I've mentioned this a few times on some of my other Let's Plays, building up to this being released, it's taken a while to come through Giants, which I get. FS19's on its way out, being released is what I mean. Jim came up with the idea in his head of placeables, of doing it on FS17, building your own farm and that kind of thing. Within probably 2 months, a month, 2 months of having this discussion, Jim started on the map was when Giants announced that in the new game in 19 it would be placeable farms and things like that. The fact that Jim's got this to work on 17 is just phenomenal. In front of us we've got Alien Jim, green and orange. His vehicles on his farms come out like that. Very nice colour scheme. And we start at the main farm, which seems to be in a fairly dilapidated state. It's sold, we have bought it, we have it now. On a few of the areas we've got these little cogs, these discs, and what we do, we go over to one of those and we'll click on it, he says. Ah. That's weird. Circle. So if I click on circle, that is just brilliant. That's just... oh, he's so clever. I love what he does on his maps. Just absolutely brilliant. So that disc, I can go on that, I can do it again and put it back if I wanted to. Why I would want to put it back in a dilapidated state, I really don't know. I love the fact everything, the sound effects, and I'm just going to keep doing that all day long, I think. Anyway, if I go over to this little icon here to the side, and we go on this, I think what happens is press circle again, and we can remove the disc. So once you've done your house, and these are dotted around all over the place, you don't have to have that sitting there the whole time, because it might annoy you, you might not want it there. So go over to this icon here, press that, and it will go away. Lovely. So we're in the main farmyard. Let's have a look at the map. We start off with about, I think it's 60, not about, 60 fields spread out all over the place, and it's an interesting looking map. I like the fact a few map makers are doing this lately, where you have a much bigger map but the playable part is on the inside, which gives you really nice fluid field boundaries. The edges of the map you don't have that kind of brick wall of, you know, whatever it might be. It kind of goes off into the distance. Although you can't play on those areas, it just looks really, really good. Now we've got these long strips on this side we'll have a look at later on. We've got a spa shop, livestock market, we've got the garden centre, we've got the vehicle shop, grains, and we've got all of our animals. We've got BJ Bunker, and we've got Windmill Hill. I know a few people don't necessarily always like the square fields and that kind of thing, and that's the beauty of Farming Simulator. I've said right from the word go, change them. There's plenty of room. If you look around this map, there's loads of greenery around all over the place. Put a weird edge on it, make it rounder, do whatever you want with it. You know, at the end of the day, some people like a map ready to go and off you go. Some people like to do whatever they want with them. That's the beauty of it. Do whatever you want. So, moving across the main farmyard, we've got another dilapidated looking building. Does that turn off all of the icons? It does. That turns off all of them. Okay, so let's go back to here. Press circle. Get the icons back on. Right, go over to our barn. Barn's looking in the same state. Press circle. And behold. So clever. I will never get bored of doing that. I've just spent ages doing that. Lights, I believe. There we go. Lights as well. This is our silo. Oh, found a gold nugget as well. There are gold nuggets on this map. So we've got gold nuggets as well. Let's actually just check in our stats. What does the farm silo hold? 500,000 litres storage capacity. That's pretty good. And I know from past maps, Jim is also incredibly good at what you can store in them. We'll have to have a look at that as well. We'll grab a trailer and see if we can have a look and see what we can store. If we come over here, we've got some vehicles we start off with. Again, Alien Jim, green and orange. Let's have a look at the vehicles. What do we actually start with? So let's go to here and here. We've got a Hurleyman H488. We've got a Lintrack. Don't use those very often. That's really good. That's got all-wheel steering. Fantastic bit of kit. Valtra N Series, an Optum. We've got various different implements. Case Axial Flow 7130 plus header. Couple of TK D302 Agroliner trailers. Cultivator. We've got a plough, Great Plains Seeder, a couple of pickups. Aquatrans, fuel trailer, and that's it. Okay, not a huge amount of equipment, but if you look up in the top right hand corner, this is something else. Jim wanted to keep everything everything low so you could adjust things, you could make it more playable, I guess, was kind of the concept. It's 169.25 megabyte download. And that free slots there, especially if you PS4 people, console people, 1,028 free slots. That's a ton. I think that's the highest slot count I recall on any of the maps I've played on. That's huge. I mean, yeah, amazing. So if I step back here, let's put that away, and we'll press our circle button on here. Wait for it. Oh man. Oh, Jim, you are a legend, an absolute legend. Now you don't have to have these, as far as I'm aware as well. If you don't want to place these, if you don't want to build them, you can turn off the icons and you can place your own. Place whatever you want on here. That's what Jim was going for. If you don't want to do that, you can put your own stuff in if you want to. If you don't, you just do that and these will place. So we've got our seed, we've got our fertiliser, and we've got our liquid fertiliser. It's such a clever idea. And I think with the run up to FS19 and this being a kind of the thing that's going to be what we're all doing, I think it's almost a perfect time for it to come out, because I think people were a little bit stagnant. Everyone was stuck in that limbo of we desperately waiting for 19 to come out. There's been no new mods, no new maps. What do we do? This is perfect. It's such a clever idea. Genius. So that's the main farm. Oh, if I missed one? No, that's for there, isn't it? That's our main farm. Now, what we're going to do is grab the pickup. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you something else before we do that. We've got a lot of fences, we've got a lot of hedges, and I know people always ask about collisions, and people always ask me on first look map tours about removing hedges. I know Black Sheep Modding did their thing with the Rayboard Xylor, where you could go along and you could basically just cut the hedges out and you could open everything up. Jim has gone a step further with this, and I need to check. I haven't got one, so I'm going to go into the store and I'm going to buy myself a chainsaw. It doesn't matter which one, let's go with the steel. It really makes no odds. Now, what you need to do is you go to the fence post, like so. I'm not sure, it doesn't matter where you do it, but I'll go down to the bottom. If I cut the fence post, like so, we lose the bit next to it, and that goes down. These can be removed, and then the actual bottom parts can be ground out. If I go to the next one, and drop down again, there we go, and so on and so forth. So if you desperately wanted to open a field up, if you wanted to mix it in with the next field, plough fields together, anything like that, rather than you being stuck with these field boundaries you can't do anything with, you can actually remove them. Take these logs out, put them into a trailer, sell them, wood chip them, do whatever you want. Stump grinder, grind out the bottom of the fence posts. Et voila! You have got an open expanse of area you can play with. It is clever. It is so clever. Jim listens, and that's what I love. He listens to what people are saying. He listens on streams. He listens. He's asked me feedback. Loads of different people. He speaks to FS Club. He speaks to Barris, and tons of different people. He's been playing with DJ Goham and all those guys. And I think what he's made sure he's doing, he's listening to feedback. And what he's doing with that feedback is he's then saying, right, I'm going to implement that in my next map. Well, how am I going to do that? So what we're going to do, we're going to come out of here and we're going to chuck a right. I think we're going to go around this clockwise. That's, I think, what we're going to do. Now, as is often the case with Jim's maps, which I really, really like as well, his signposting is fantastic. You're under no illusions where anything is. It's very difficult to get lost. You just follow them. They're very, very clear. The main farm here, Mercury Farm. Mercurial, being that it's fluid, it's changeable. You can change it, make it your own. It's such a clever idea. Oh, actually, yeah, let's just check it here. I'm pretty sure it's the same in here. If we look inside the hedges, there are fence posts in the hedges. So if I come to here, drop down. And there we go. Section gone. Now you might just want to do that because you want to make a gap and put a gate in, or you just want a gap to get vehicles in and out. It's entirely up to you. I don't know if collisions are on the hedges. Yeah, they are. So yeah, there we go. It's so clever. Can you tell I'm happy? I'm excited. Can you tell? Oh, it's so good. I think I'd like to say, because it's been a while and the mod situation and whatever, I just love the fact. Plenty of seed and fertiliser refill points all over the place. Barns. Oh, twins on the back of that. That's looking nice, isn't it? I like that. Oh, twins all round. Cool. They look filthy. They need a wash. CLEG would have a fit if she saw the state of those. Same thing again over here. If you go onto this icon here, press circle. It takes those discs away. But again, if you don't want these particular ones, you want your own barns, you want your own seed refill points, you don't have to have them. Just don't use them. Put your own in. That's the beauty of it. Right, let's back up. Without hitting the fence post would be even better, wouldn't it? And let's get around this map. Now, this is another one of those ones there's so much to see and I don't want to miss anything. It's open. I like it's got a really nice feel to it. It's, Jim's maps are great. He's brilliant at this. He really is. Then again, they're not everyone's cup of tea. I get that. People will watch and say, well, it's not for me. I don't like this, I don't like that. And you can't please everybody all the time. People will play on this and love it. Some people will come on and go, well, I don't know, it's not as realistic as I'd like. I'd like it to be more like this or more like... at the end of the day, like I say, you can't please everyone. Now, we've got a log sell point here, which is an interesting one. I assume it's a log sell point because it's to the side. Then we've got sell points for various different crops along the side. I think we can do grass. Can we sell silage here? I'm not too sure, actually. I think we can. I meant to ask Jim before that. Now, this is... again, I can't remember. Is it a manure purchase point or a sell point? It doesn't actually say on the map. If I pressed map, which would be even better, wouldn't it? Let's zoom in. Garden centre. No, it doesn't actually say. I think it's probably a sell point. I could be wrong. I love the steam coming off of it. That's one of those features you generally don't get on console very often. PC you see it a lot, but console you don't often get that kind of steaming on the manure pile as well. We've got a slurry. That is wood chips, I think. Wow, the garden centre, you can sell everything. It's absolutely brilliant. We've got an unloading bay, and I know he did this on Sussex Farm as well. If you've got pallets you've used, but you haven't used everything, and you often get it, you've got spare pallets knocking around that you haven't used and you bought too many, bring your pallets down here, you can sell them. You can sell your pallets, you haven't got to leave them sitting around. This is the sell point here, this is for the garden centre. And we've also got, we can refill our water as well. Now I'm wondering whether or not, or is that, no, sorry, the water sell point, isn't it? I'm trying to remember now. This has got everything. Fuel. It's brilliant. Wall sell point, straw, hay, another nugget in there. Now this could well be, there were signs on Sussex. That could be a bale sell point. That could be a straw buy point. I need a trailer, is what I need to do. Where were those trailers? Bear with me 1 second. Now what I have just noticed, I've grabbed the case and I've grabbed the trailer that was with. This trailer was actually full of manure as well. So you start off with trailers of manure too. Every now and again I keep hearing gunshots. Like there's someone hunting out somewhere. You know, whether it's grouse or duck or whatever they're hunting, I don't know. Lovely sound effects, and Jim was brilliant at that on Sussex Farm as well. Now, this tractor's very low on fuel, so what I'll do very quickly, bring it over here. Now, on Sussex Farm, oh, is that where you sell fuel? Not buy fuel? Right, okay. I know we had this on Sussex, and this is what I'm racking my brains. I've done so many different games and so many different Let's Plays. Around the map on Sussex you had these where you could sell water, so you could buy it or take it from a river or lake, and that was part of your kind of delivery jobs, which is going to be a big thing on 19 as well, delivering your milk and doing delivery parts of contracts. So you'll do your in-game missions, you'll do a harvest, but then part of that mission is to actually sell it, take it and sell it as well, not just finish on the field. So you can sell water, and I assume that's for selling fuel, so you can top up the fuel here, because that it's not allowing me to fill the tractor. Now, what I'm going to do first is let's just try, just to double check in my own mind, just to make sure I haven't got this wrong. It's not just me pressing the wrong buttons. No. Maybe that's all just one's for loose, maybe, and one's for bales, I don't know. Maybe. Yep, quite possibly. Over here we've got... the biggest gold nugget I've ever seen. That is crazy. Will that give you one, or will that give you more? Let's have a look. That gave us 5, didn't it, in one go? That was insane. Right, anyway, sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. Is this? I'm sure it's a sell point. Yeah, I'm clicking L3, nothing's happening. Mind you though, the tip icon hasn't come on. I apologise now, Jim, if I'm getting this wrong. But not that I've got anything to tip into it. Okay, right, I need to move on because I'm getting so sidetracked here. Right, up the hill. We have got greenhouses. Now, these weren't on... Right, let's move that. Our list of equipment. So normally if you've got greenhouses, they're up the side. But we do have manure, and we got these points here. I don't know if this is just for PC. But if you don't own them, I'm not too sure. This is what I love. I just think it's brilliant. There's so much to discover, and it's not even a case of that, oh, I know what this is for, I know what this is for. It's about exploring, about finding out. You know, that's my way of admitting I have no idea. Normally the black and white hazard marks on Jim's map are where you can sell things. So I'm assuming you can come and refill these. But like I say, that could be a PC thing. So I know on Sussex Farm originally it was for PC, and a lot of the black and white marks were for things you could do in PC, on PC, not in PC. So, stop the engine there. I need to get on with this map tour. So, let's get on, shall we? I'm going to remove that help window. There are a wide array of fields. Oh, actually, that's something I haven't done. What fields do we start with? I haven't done a first look map tour in so long. I'm out of practice. We start with 17, we start with 11, we start with 10, which are directly around the farm. Hang on. Yep, directly around our farm. Do we have any others? I think that might be all the ones we own. Just trying to glance across that map, see if there's any others that are in green. Nope, I think they're the ones we own. Yeah, 17, 11 and 10, what we start with. Right, let's jump out of here and we're going to head towards the Spar shop and the livestock market. Let's whiz off. Now, water source down the hill there. Oh, that was the other thing. Mustn't forget this. I remember Jim showing me. I'm glad I suddenly spotted that at the corner of my eye. I hope this is still correct, and it was, so I hope so. Now this is hazard marked off. You can't go any further than this. There's a few gold nuggets knocking around here as well. You can actually get water from here. You really, really can. And what Jim did... Oh, is he doing it from here? Or at least what he told me he'd done. So I need to double check this as well. Is that at certain times of the day, when you come here, the water level has come up. Kind of like a reservoir being used or whatever you want to do. When it comes up, the boat rises and comes up in the water, and you can get water from here for free. But then at certain times of the day, when the water's gone sort of receded, is that filling slowly? It is. I love it. I love it. I love it. That's so clever. Look, the water's coming up. I've turned that handle from here, and it's filling. So it's not necessarily going to be certain times of day then. You can turn it on or off. You watch the boat will lift in the water. Jim, you are a master. You're an absolute master. So then you can come down and you can get your water from here. That's so clever. Oh man, I'm grinning like a small child. Right, if I turn that back again, will that let me turn it back in? It's only once. That can't be a one-shot deal, surely. Or maybe it just recedes at a certain time then. Was it going back down? It's going back down there, isn't it? Look. And off it goes. Oh man, I'm wasting so much time, but at the end of the day, oh, it's genius. It's so clever. So clever. Right. Okay, moving on. Like a kid in a sweet shop. It's brilliant. Or candy store, if you're American. Need to get on the right side of the road as well. The correct side of the road. No, that sounded wrong, didn't it? The correct side of the road for the UK is what I meant to say, not, you know. I love all the different coloured front doors. Right, Spa is our egg sell point. There is also a sell point next to it. Interestingly, on the sell point side of things, the garden centre will take pretty much everything. The livestock market has got a sell point, will take pretty much everything. The Spa shop will only take sunflower, it will only take corn, it will take potatoes, and that's it, I think. Yeah. BJ Bunker will take its obvious things that BJ normally takes. The vehicle shop grains has a grain sell point as well, but that won't take certain things. It will take most of the main crops, to be fair. Then the Windmill Hill will only take grain type things, so it will take wheat and barley, it will take sunflower, and it will take corn, but it won't do canola and it won't do soybean according to that. So yeah, you need to have a kind of look about when you're moving around to see what sell points do which particular crops. Right, moving on. I may skip some of these drives between. We'll see how we get on. See how we get on. Whiz right to the end of the BGA. Whoa, all over the place. I love the fact we've got the sort of the hillside sloping off one side. It's like a small vat that just seems to have gone forever. I know there's some confusion about that, the small strips. At the end of the day, if you want to, play them all together. You know, you don't have to not. It's entirely up to you. Another water sell point, because obviously the livestock market needs water, so you can make a bit of money on the side doing these side missions. The sell point is here for the livestock market and for your purchasing of your animals, whatever your requirements may be. Your pigs, your sheep and your cows are right here. I'm assuming then that's a sell point for bales. Yeah, unfortunately on consoles still you can't buy bales, which is a pity. Jim's always managed on his maps to do, you can buy straw, and he also had buy grass and buy hay on Sussex. But bales has always been one of those things we haven't been able to do, which is a pity really. So you can see now I'm right at the boundary here of where the playable map is and the non-playable part is, but it's seamless. You don't get that feel that, oh, this is the edge, you know, bang, we're right at the edge of the map. I like that, it's clever. I know it's been done by a lot of map makers recently, and I like that. It's really a nice touch. So we're going to whiz up here, then we're going to take a left. Just up here. Got placeable area, just off to the right here. Now I don't think with Jim's maps you have to buy them. They're just there, you can use them for whatever you want. Now, on the left hand side, this is called Agroforestry. And I did a couple of videos on this. I know Daggerwin did a while back as well. Agroforestry is done in different parts of the world. It's done to protect the crops, it's done to protect the ground. It's done so in areas where you get a lot of soil erosion and you get a lot of wash off. And what's supposed to happen is the trees that are planted in rows around the crops, or they're planted first and the crops are put in, keeps the ground, the roots hold the ground together. The trees can protect from the wind, against wind erosion. And it's also supposed to help as an ecosystem because creatures, birds, insects, bugs live in amongst the trees and around the trees, which helps with pollination and various different things like that. So Jim's kind of thrown that in here as a kind of concept. I like the fact that each strip has got a different crop in it, which is brilliant. And then when you go to the further ones along, there aren't trees either side, so you've got, again, it's all about options. You can either come in if you want to and cut every single tree down and then just blend them all into one massive field, or you can come into the areas where there aren't any and you can plant trees if you wanted to make a bigger agroforestry plot. It's entirely up to you, and that's what's great. That's what I really like about it. Some nice features and some nice touches. So let's head up here, and we should be heading towards all of our, well, not all of the livestock, but most of the livestock. And again, we have a situation where we have a dilapidated barn, which needs some work. I'll get on that immediately. Now, as you look around, you think, okay, livestock, where? Now, you don't have to do livestock if you just want to do arable farming. You don't have to have the pigs, the sheep and the cows. You don't even have to have their barns, their buildings or anything. You could plough the fields out if you wanted to. So if we come over to, let's go to the first one first. First one first, well, it'll be the first one because it's the first one I go to. And I click on circle. Pigs. We have our pig farm. Like I say, you don't need it if you don't want to run pigs. It's one of those things I've often found, which will be great on 19 as well, is pigs can be a bit of a chore. They can be hard work. I'm finding on Lone Oak you need a lot of crops to keep them going, and they don't always necessarily make you a huge amount of money. If you don't want to do them, don't open this one up on here. You don't have to. We've got our water trough, we've got our feed trough. Around the side we've got our silage and manure. I think, yeah, that's for your hay. Sorry, your bedding goes in there. Your straw bedding. And then you've got your manure. Now I don't know if that needs to be mucked out or whether it will just automatically appear here and your slurry will come into here. If we move across Again, you can cut all these out if you wanted to. Cut the fence posts, take the fencing out, cut the trees down, open the middle up. It's entirely up to you what you want to do. Awesome. Now, where do we actually... If we want to buy them directly here... That's interesting. Where's that opening? There we go. So our sheep, we can buy them directly from this little point here. Oh, that's what am I talking about? Clicking on that one around there thing. I don't understand it. This is for your wall. This is the spawn point for your wall pallets. There was some debate about how many. I've never really noticed on maps, but some maps, Jim was saying to me, you get a 4, you get an 8, a 12, and that's how many pallets will spawn onto the area before it's full. I generally move them when I get to 2 or 3 pallets anyway. I think that's a... Was that a 12 he said? I'm trying to remember now. It might be a 9. Anyway, that's your sheep with your feed trough and your water trough just here to the side, and the wall spawn pallet spawn point as you've seen. We click on to this one here. This will be for your cows. Again, you don't have to have them if you don't want them. Feed area. If we jump in here for your bedding, click on here. If you wanted to buy them directly. I know I've still got dollars on for those eagle-eyed amongst you. That's from playing Lone Oak. So your water bits this end, your feed troughs that end, which will need cleaning out. And then we've got another feed trough here. Grass, hay, what you want to put in here. Nice big open pasture, but again, if you don't want to run cows, don't build it. You can plough that whole area out. You've got yourself another field. Genius. I think we've probably got some barns, have we? Yes, we have. Nice. Very nice indeed. And then we come over here if we want to, and we just click on circle. And all the little discs disappear, and we have all of our animals. That's weird. Why can't I hear running water? Oh, that would be why. The water fountain would be why. I can hear running water. Interestingly enough. Right, I'm going to carry on heading north if I can. I'm going to try and find my way across the fields if that's at all possible. If not, I may have to go back out again. Because what I'm doing is... let's go back on here. I've come from the farm which is here. Sorry. I've come out, I've come across, I've gone past the garden centre, I've come round the bottom, past the spa shop, the lake that can fill and refill, brilliant. Down to the livestock market, I've come up past the agroforestry, up to where our animals are, just here. Now I'm going to try and head across if I can pick my way across, I think I can, up to Windmill Hill and where the chickens are as well. And then we'll scroll across, we'll get to the BGA vehicle shop, and then we should be done. This may well be a 90-minute first look. It could well be. We'll see what happens. There's a reason it's called Windmill Hill. That'd be the windmills. I know Jim used one on Sussex, and I think there was one. Yeah, there was one on Spectacle Island as well. I love the fact there's 3. It's gradually chugging away. Absolutely brilliant. Windmill Hill sell point is just here. Now I remember as well, just there's another one, a monster nugget. I don't want to do any more because it will fill up the map then with all the now I know on Sussex you could turn the windmill on and off. I don't know if you can on here. Let me just check something. I mean that would be something just entirely awesome. I don't think you can. If you imagine on 19, if you could have a mod where you've got a windmill and you can take your grain, you dump it off and it makes it into flour, and you get like bags of flour to, you know, stuff like that. That's that kind of thing that adds a little something. That would just be phenomenal, wouldn't it? But anyway, sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. It's these little details Jim really adds in. That's brilliant. Very, very clear. Very, you know, that attention. I love that. I really do. Right, Moving swiftly on, we need to get to our chickens. Mercury Poultry Farm. Now, what I like about this as well, not only do you can have one chicken coop, you can have 2 chicken coops, or 3 if you really wanted to. But you don't have to have any if you don't want to. That's the other beauty of it. So your chickens are up here, up by Windmill Hill. We've also got, I believe, small barn space. I think maybe another one here as well. No shortage of barn space, no shortage of building opportunities, but again, I'm going to stress this again, you don't have to build them. You can place your own if you want. And then we go over here, click on this, and the discs all disappear. Jim, you're a clever man. I love the different curtains in the windows. Oh, Jim, you make me smile. You really do. It's just... Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Get in. There we go. So, where are we going now? From here, we're going to head out of here. BGA. And then store. What I am going to do, which I generally try to on every map, I kind of look at as a first look. I'm sorry I'm whizzing around this. There is so much to look at and see, and I seem to be kind of skipping past the scenery. There's a lovely house up there in amongst the trees, and you've got these lovely like hilltops and slopes and excuse me. The map is brilliant. It's so nice and it flows really, really well. The road layouts are neat. It's really, really nice. Right, BJ bunker. Oh, we've got more building possibilities here too. Wow. Again, barn that needs fixing. Bit of a fixer-upper. Do we have a sell point here? Oh no, just a barn, that's alright. I was going to say, wow. Over here, I assume we've got a shelter, storage. We have. Nice. We have got 2 rather large bunker silos. They're going to be like 4 million litre jobs, aren't they? Our digestate tank just here, over to the side. And then the one thing that Jim always does, which really, really pleases me, always makes me happy on his maps, is we've got our... oh, it's over here, isn't it? Our digesters, our anaerobic digesters are in the ground. So normally bales, silage, all those kind of things can be tipped into here. You can drop them into here. No need for going up ramps, no high-sided things to tip into. It's a nice feature and Jim puts on his maps. I like that. I know some people, the kind of purists, prefer having the digester and you've got to go through that effort of actually loading it with a loading wagon, a wheel loader and that kind of thing. It's down to you. At the end of the day, you know, different people prefer different things on different maps. But that's the BGA. Moving on. I didn't turn the discs off, did I? But you can turn the discs off. I think you've kind of grasped that concept now. So let's spin around here, and we're heading to the vehicle shop, which should be our last point on the map to have a look at. If I've got around everything, I hope I have. I do apologise about the garden centre bit. There's so much on there, and I'm still not sure whether any of it's buy points or they're just all sell points. I don't know, and I do apologise for that. Hopefully, when I edit, maybe if I found out, I might be able to tell. We have a very, very modern looking store. Look at that. Oh, Jim's got one of his working lifts as well. Fuel, I believe, to the side, and another nugget there. We've also got in store, we've got the customisation point, we've got our buy and sell, or directly sell and customise, but you've got the working lift. Now this is the same as it was on Sussex. drive forward until vehicle stops. So what you do is when it's on the ground, obviously, you drive on until the vehicle stops. Don't leave it parked back or parked forward, because what happened, I don't know if Jim's fixed this, I don't know why maybe that's why that sign's still there. And then when you raise and lower it, it goes up and down, no problem. If you don't go right to the front until it stops, what can often happen is when you go up, it'll go up. When you come down, it stays kind of floating in the air. I don't know if that's been fixed or not. I really don't know. And then when it's up, you can customise, you can work on it, you can do whatever you want, which is marvellous. Now we have also got. Now these are the bits. I've seen a couple of first looks on this because Jim released it to a few PC gamers to kind of get the ball rolling, assuming it was going to be coming out a lot quicker than it did. I love these pictures. Wow, there's a lot of love. I mean, anyway, so you've got four buy points, 2 over there, 1 here and 1 below me. If I click on that, that buys a field. That's a grass field. So we've got field number 1. I haven't got enough money to field number 51. So if I go to the map and try and find that now, field number 51 is up the top here. So these ones here are, well, for all intents and purposes, they're grass fields, but they don't have a buy or sell thing on them, and there's no missions on them. So you can come in here to the store, almost like buying a plot of land. You know, you're going into the local, estate agent, real estate agent, land agent, whatever you want to call it, and you can buy those fields from here in the main store. Another nice touch, something a little bit different. I like that. Now to finish off, before I completely run out of time, I feel really bad whipping through this, but I want to see everything. I want to see everything, do everything. I want to have a go. Let's stop just there, and let's hop the fence, like so. Contracts are available on the fields. I know there are some maps you have the discs and you go on and it constantly says nothing's available, and I'm never too sure. So I always like to check when I go onto a map to make sure they are available. And I really do hope as well. I hope I haven't missed anything. I really, really do. I've got a couple of messages from Jim. I'm just reading now actually. Jim's just said if I need any info to ask him. The map was done so long ago he can't remember certain things himself. Which I love. Placeable areas on the minimap. By the way, free water when you trigger the pump. Yeah, there you go. So down at the water we've already looked at, when you trigger the pump, the water level comes up, you get free water. And then it will slowly disappear. So you can fill your tank of water, but then it will gradually go and you can come back and do it again. It's about, what does it say? When water level is about halfway till it's about halfway out, should be enough time to fill a big tanker. That's clever, I like that. Now I don't know whether then if you come back again later it won't let you refill it again for a while. I don't know, that would be something to check out. Just wow. What can I say? I mean, Jim's brilliant at it. He really, really is. And I'll say it again, there are people out there that will suggest the maps, it's by no means plain, but I get the concept when people say there are really pretty maps out there that look ultra realistic. I get that, but for me the playability of a map is hugely important. The functionality on a map, the things you can do on it, the things that increase your experience and keep your interest are the things to me that are important. To be able to, like I did on Sussex, to be able to buy and sell fuel, buy and sell water, to be able to buy and sell various different things, so you could do transport jobs as well as the farming, as well as as everything else, forestry, and I like that. I just want to double check actually. I just suddenly thought, let's have a quick look. Forestry. Do we have a forest? There's a section in the middle here. I mean, there are trees dotted about. When you look around, you can see there are trees dotted about. I don't know if there's actually a dedicated forest as such, but I don't think you're going to run out of lumber or stuff to do. There's plenty here. Let's start the engine. And we'll head back this way, back towards the main farm. And I have to say, that is pretty... Sorry, I just stopped dead in my tracks and I was just thinking at the same time. that's it from me on this first look map tour on Mercury Farms by Alien Jim. It's a cracking map, Jim. It's a cracking map. I love it. I love the functionality. I love what you've done. I love being able to remove fence posts, fences, hedges, build stuff if you want to, don't build stuff if you want to, put your own things in if you want to. You know, the ability to create on this map is what makes it brilliant. It really, really does. It's a nice map, enough sell points, some lovely and clever features. Hats off to you, Jim. An absolute corker. Another brilliant map. I hope you found this first look map tour useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.